Come here, the pioneer. I bring the light to the deepest secrets of different bills. Hey, Uncle Demi, you need it, I got it listed here. You wanna make it, I'll show you just how to make it here. I got all the rarest bills, and I ain't done yet. Went from the finish to making bills like a prospect. Flow space and slashes to catching this with a law thread. You keep the medals cause the real one's coming up next. Only scratch the surface, still they try to drag my name.
Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is your man, Uncle Demi, and today I have another special banger for you, right? Now listen, before we get into this video, go ahead and drop a like and make sure you sub up to this channel, okay? Make sure you drop a like and sub up to the channel. I really appreciate all my nephews and nieces. I appreciate the support. Let's go ahead and keep this movement going, man. Drop a like, and if you haven't subbed yet, please go ahead and sub to the channel. Now, let's get right into the video. What we're doing today, plain and simple. We're gonna do the top 3 guard builds in the game right now, all right? No ifs, ands, or buts about it. We're gonna just go through some of the top nastiest toxic builds you can possibly find in the game. And of course, you know your man, Uncle Demi, I am gonna give them to you, right? So what we're gonna do is go first and foremost with the best point guard build. Right now, we're gonna go with the two-way slashing playmaker, right? Now, if you're new, if you're one of the Christmas noobs and you don't already know, it's been out for a while now. You know, my boy La Monster has really put this build on the map, and it's literally the most toxic ISO build and lockdown build in the game. So you can either play this build as a lockdown, or you can play this build as the primary ball handler, and you can be able to do anything and everything you want on the court. So let's hop right into it real quick. We're going to use the defensive and playmaking pie chart. All right. Obviously, to me, that's the best pie chart in the game. And then you want to go with the pie chart that's going to give you the most speed and vert. As you can already see, you're going to get 99 and everything already. So it's pretty crazy that you can just go ahead and go with vert and not have to worry about just going with a straight speed pie chart. Now, what you want to do here, of course, is you want to max out your close shot, your driving layup, and your driving dunk. You want to go ahead and go here with 28 to get that 12, right? Then you want to max out everything here. And then you want to go on your free throw. You want to drop it down right to 82 so you can keep it at 10. All you want to do here is max out your pass accuracy and your ball handling. That's going to give you 20. Then here you want to max out your perimeter, your lateral quickness, your steals, and then you want to use the rest for your defensive rebounds, okay? Now, this right here will give you a whopping 61 badges, okay? So you'll get 61 badges by making it like this. But I also will tell you this is that if you do not care about getting the rebounds, or if you're not somebody that does not play twos, so if you're not playing twos and you're just playing threes and rec and that type of deal, you don't need the rebounding, right? And then all you can do is just go here on your blocks, right? Go here on your blocks, and then you can put the rest right here. You do lose 2 badges, so you go from 17 to 19, but it's really about your play style, okay? If you're playing twos, then you're going to be responsible of getting rebounds yourself as a guard. But if you're playing threes and you're playing rec, there's no way you're getting rebounds, right? So you might as well just go ahead and throw that out the window. So then why waste it on getting rebounds when you can go ahead and get blocked, okay? Now, getting blocks is going to be helping you out a lot, because in any form of play style, you're going to have opportunities where it's the guard might beat you off the dribble and take you to the rack. So having a high block could help you out, all right? So I'm going to repeat. If you're somebody that plays the twos, you don't want to get blocks, you want to get rebounds, because that's very important. You're going to have to help on the boards. But if you're playing the threes, or you're playing rec, or you're playing pro-am, or anything outside of that, you do not need to get this, okay? So for me personally, I'm an individual. I don't really play twos like that. I play threes, so I'm going to go here. Now, obviously, this drops you from going to 59 badges from 61, but again, you don't need that many defensive badges. That's obvious. So all you really need is just 16. But again, if you play twos, go ahead and get your rebounds up. If you play threes and fives or whatever else you want to call it, go ahead and get your blocks, okay? So what you want to do here for your body type, it doesn't really matter. Again, it's all cosmetic, but just to get crazy with it, let's go burly, right? You want to go to 6'5", right? And the reason why I say you want to go to 6'5" is because, again, this build right here is already so fast and quick. It doesn't really matter what you do. You're going to have ridiculous speed and ball handle. So again, it's just one of those things for me where I feel like when you are ISOing, you want to go ahead and make sure you have a decent amount of height, because you just want to activate contact dunk. So as you see here, you go from 6'3", you have an 85 driving dunk. When you go up, you have an 87. Your ball handling drops to 85, but it doesn't really matter. Your speed's already 91. You're never gonna have an issue with speed boosting, okay? So you don't have to worry about that, right? But look at your blocks. Your blocks go up to an 80, right? Your steals drop a little bit, but again, all in all, it's good. You wanna go ahead and go to your lowest weight, right? Then you wanna get your wingspan, and you wanna drop your wingspan all the way down. So now you have an 88, okay? So what you see here is really, really crazy. You have a potential, right, with +4 to have a 79 mid-range shot, okay? And then you have a 72 three-point shot, right? With 10 badges. That's gonna help you out a lot. You will have a 91 driving dunk, which is ridiculous. You're gonna be dunking on getting crazy dunks, right? Now, again, like I said, if you're somebody that's really big on your wingspan, you can change this back out too. You do not have to have it. You can have it just here. It's perfectly fine. With an 85 ball handle, you will still be able to speed boost, all right? So do not worry about that, because again, it's 70% speed and it's 30% ball handle. So you're perfectly fine with which way you want to go. I just try to lower it to get a better shot. But again, the versatility of this build just really is what really makes this build so good. All right, so again, if you want to stay at 81.6 or go to 77, it's perfect. You're perfectly fine. Your block drops by 5, but trust me, a 75 block or when you hit 99, a 79 block is perfectly fine for a guard, especially when you're going up against another guard. So just keep that in mind. But for me personally, I always do not care about my 3-point shot, because I know if you have the badges for it, you're good. I just want to be tall and I want to have a long wingspan. So I'm going to go ahead and keep my wingspan the same. I'm going to have an 84 block, an 89 steal, 89 lateral quickness, and 89 perimeter defense. That's toxic, okay? An ISO build, trust me, when you get a +4, right, and you have a 71-3, that's all you really need, right? Trust me, a 71-3 is crazy, right? Especially when you have your hot zones, all right? And then, of course, a 76 mid-range shot is going to be good, right? Here you have different choices. Now, again, like I said, if you want to be strictly a lockdown, I will not go with lockdown build. I will always say go with your slashing, because slashing is just so toxic. Okay, so go with your slashing takeover. Right now, here you have it, a two-way slashing playmaker. Right. So what we're gonna do is real quick, we're just gonna test the build out, go over a couple badges, and then we'll head into the second build. All right. So let's do that real quick. Let's get him to 99. Let's go. All right, so here what you want to do is you want to get your contact finisher. That's very important. You want to get your consistent finisher and your fancy footwork. These three you have to have at all times, because the type of build that you have, it makes more sense. Right, that's all I gotta say. Right, you're 6'5", you're not going to green every layup. You want to be able to get by these little guards. You want to do that. I will not say go with Giant Slayer, because you're already going to be taller than most builds. And it's just this is an ISO build. It's going to be very far and few that you go against centers, because centers are going to have to respect that shooter out in the corner. So I will not go with that. The only two badges that I'll say we'll go with is either Acrobat or Slithery Finisher. So for me, I'm just going to go ahead and go with Slithery Finisher, because Acrobat. I'm gonna go with Acrobat. Slithery Finisher is good, but I just feel like I don't necessarily need to avoid contact. Bring on the contact. I want to get those contact dunks, right? And I say that maybe Relentless Finisher will be a good one also if you have the badges. So if you hit Legend with it, Relentless Finisher, Giant Slayer, and Slithery are definitely something that you want to hit, right? When it comes to your shooting, you want to get your quick draw, you want to get your range extender, and you want to get your hot zone hunter. These are the only three you need, all right? This is all you need. All you need to do, because you're ISOing at the top, make sure you have your hot zones at the top of the 3-point line, and make sure you have your range extender, and you're going to hit really good. Obviously, if you need proof, just watch my boy Mont play, man. He cooks up with this build. He's very toxic. He's the best ISO player. He's the best defensive player. Like, he's just pretty dang on good, man. He put it on the big stage when he went against Ticino, and that's when the build blew up, right? The last build on bronze, I say put on catch and shoot, just because when you do pass the ball and they pass it back, it's good just to have catch and shoot, okay? So that's what I'll go with. Your playmaking, you want to go handles for days, you want to go quick first step, and you want to go anchor breaker, right? You want to get your bell out on bronze. You get your unpluckable on silver, you'll be perfectly fine with that. I say go with your space creator. If you do a lot of hop steps, right? It just depends. If you do a lot of hop steps for your space creator, you can go ahead and do that. But for me, I don't really do much for that space creator. I always think that having dimer is important, right? Floor general is also good too. Tight handles is another good one to have. But to me, you can go bell out on bronze with this extra one. You can go unpluckable on gold. Doesn't matter, but I'm gonna go unpluckable on gold. But since anchor breaker has gotten an amazing boost, I just always say it's very important to get the anchor breaker, right? Here you want to go clamps, you want intimidator, you want to get that on bronze, you want to get pick dodger, and then you want to go ahead and get tireless defender, right? So these are the 3 I'll go with. Don't get so enamored with the pickpocket. You're not really trying to reach and get fouls and steals on it. Anyway, just play really good solid defense in the front, and usually intercepting the passes is the best way to get a steal in this game. So that's what I say go with. Now keep in mind, my nephews and nieces, these badges are just my ideas. You can put them any way you want. I gave you 2 different ways to make them too. 6'5", you know, you can either have maximum wingspan, lower wingspan, 6'3", doesn't matter. But hopefully you enjoyed this one. Now let's hop over to the next build, all right? All right, so let's hop right into it. So what we're gonna do with number 2, right? In no particular order, again, this is no in particular order. This is just me telling you what the top 3 is. This is a lockdown build right here. This is going to be what I call the Uncle Demi lockdown build. This is a build I was rocking with from day 1, right? A lot of people were saying, you know, perimeter lockdowns were really OP, and I thought they were. I really did. But my perimeter lockdown was different from everybody else's because mine could speed boost, right? It could dribble, and it was solid in all 4 tiers. I made every single one of my builds that was solid in all 4 tiers because I felt like, how can you consider yourself having one of the best builds if your build can't dribble? And a lot of perimeter lockdowns, they cannot dribble. They didn't put nothing on their playmaking. They maxed out their finishing, shooting, defense. That's it, and left their playmaking empty. And someone with bronze clamps could just force you to pick the ball up every single time. Your passes didn't have any zip on them. They were terrible. So I felt like the Uncle Demi lockdown build is a build I introduced. I did introduce in the meta build series, and again, it's still very prominent to this day. I see more and more people rocking with it, so I really appreciate that. But let's hop right into it, okay? So we want to go with this pie chart here. This is where 95%, I would say 99% of perimeter lockdown builds are made out of this pie chart. This was the most popular pie chart in the beginning of the game, and then it transitioned over here. But of course, this is still a really good pie chart. If you like Hall of Fame shooting and defense, this is what you want to go with. Again, you want to go with speed and vert. Very important because this is going to give you the best bang for your buck in all 3 tiers for speed, acceleration, and vert. So you go here, and then what you want to do here is you want to go ahead and max out all these up here, and then you want to go just enough over until you get 9. So that's right there at 34. Then you want to go 80 on your mid-range, and you want to go 79 on your 3-point shot. Then you want to max out your free throw, and then you want to go just enough to get 16 on your, that'd be 63, okay, on your fade. Then you want to go 79 on your pass accuracy. Hold up real quick. All right, and then you want to go 78 on your ball handling, and then you want to go 35 on your post moves to get 10 playmaking. Then you want to max out your perimeter, your lateral quickness, your steals, and again, you want to max out your blocks because again, I run 3s with this build. And again, this build right here, you could do 2s with, but again, this is really good for 3s, and it's really good for rec and pro-am because what this build can do is obviously it can be the primary ball handler. Now you look at this pie chart here compared to other perimeter lockdown builds, and you're going to see a huge difference here. This right here gives you a really good balance of badges in all 4 tiers. There's no way, shape, or form you could be a liability anywhere. This can, again, as a lockdown, it's really good for your lockdown to be the secondary ball handler. So if your point guard is struggling, he can give you the ball, and then you can be able to be the primary ball handler for a couple of possessions and still not lose a beat, right? So before we get into the actual attributes, you want to go ahead, go build as usual. You want to stay 6'3" with this build. You want to lower your weight all the way down to 170. You want to keep your wingspan the same. So now look at this. An 87, that's going to give you a 91 steal, 91 lateral quickness, and 88 perimeter defense with a 68 block, all right? You will have an 82 ball handle, but you're like, yo, 82 ball handle, what, don't you have to have 86? Like I said, with the two-way slashing playmaker, it's 70% speed, so you will have a whopping 95 speed, all right? So your speed alone, you'll be able to speed boost. I have this build at 99.9, so I was able to speed boost literally. Once I hit my, I got my Gatorade, whatever, I was speed boosting, and I've been speed boosting ever since. So like, you don't really have to worry about that. And then again, you're not going to be in that many possessions anyway where you have to worry about it because this is a secondary ball handler. Your job really is just to play defense on the ball handler, right? So it's really dope when you have a two-way slashing playmaker at the point, a perimeter lockdown like this at the 2, because both of y'all can play really good defense, both of y'all can dribble, and both of y'all can shoot. Makes it a really hard lineup to go against. And I feel like this is one of the best builds. And the cool thing is also you have an 81 driving dunk. Someone that has floor general will get you over to 85. So you will be able to get contact dunks. Those will pop up every once in a while. And of course, if you did the Tennessee glitch or you did the badge glitch when the beginning of the game came out, and you do have those contact dunks already equipped, you will get contact dunks all the time. All right. Here, this is just really dope, right? So I actually had the lockdown on my for this perimeter build, lockdown build. But if you want to use this as a primary point guard, I would say go with playmaking. But if you want to just be as a secondary ball handler like me, go with lockdown defender. Okay. And here you have it, a perimeter lockdown that is 6'3", right? A 6'3" perimeter lockdown that can dribble. This is the best perimeter lockdown build in the game, and it's one of the best builds on the game, period. All right. So let's go ahead and test this build out real quick. Let's give him the 99. It's like, there we go. All right. And then here, what we're going to do is we're going to go with contact finisher, and consistent finisher, and fancy footwork. That's all you need. Now, if you have another way that you want to do it, by all means, your build, do it any way you want. Here, go Hall of Fame quick draw, boom, boom, catch and shoot, and dead eye. So this is what I have, right? So if you want to go any way differently, by all means, you can. I'm just really cool with the gold badges. Now, actually, no, I did flip it around. So I think I went here and here. Yeah, I think I went, yeah. So I think I have it right now like this. And I think actually I have mine on gold. Yeah, I think I have it like this. Because the reason why I changed that, because when I was 6'3", I realized that gold quick draw is all I really needed. To be honest with you, when you are a spot up shooter, you don't really need it that quick. People really get enamored with that, but you don't. You see Ticino uses silver quick draw, right? I mean, like, so like, let's not get too enamored with that. With my live thread, I don't even have quick draw on, right? I don't, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's just really about preference and play style again. So just keep that in mind, but you can really get up a lot of good badges like that. Now, this is where, for me, I'm just going to show you how I am as a corner stander. So when you're standing in the corner, right? You're not doing being a primary ball handler. You want to get your bell out on bronze. That's a must, right? I have my quick first step on gold. I have dimer, okay? So yes, I do have dimer on this build in the corner, because when I do pass the ball back out, I want to make sure that my point guard gets a dimer boost to him, or whoever else I pass the ball back to. So I do that. And then my last one is actually needle threader. Now, when you're standing in the corner, needle threader is very important. I know I bring it up, I talk about it a lot. It says when passing through a tight window between defenders, a boost is given to your player's passing ability. Now keep in mind, you have a 79 pass already, right? With a +4, that's an 82. And what the cool thing is that you want to be able to get a boost on top of that, right? So just think about it. You know, you will be able to be in a corner and pass it, zip the ball right back to your guard, a nice accurate pass to the chest, well, for a catch and shoot opportunity. So it's pretty OP. Now, if you want to be a primary ball handler, then you're kind of limited. This was not meant to be that, but you are limited with that. So you want to be quick first step. You got to get your handles for days. These are very important. Now, dimer is also good, right? But see, unfortunately, you cannot use dimer on this build because unpluckable is just that important. So you want to go unpluckable here if you want to be the primary ball handler, but always have bronze bell out. That is the most OP badge, right? All right, so then here it's the same thing, man. You want to go clamps, you want intimidator, you want to go pick dodger, you want to go interceptor, you got to have down bronze, and then you want to go tireless defender. I'm always big on tireless defender. I do not care about the pickpocket. I do not reach a lot. I do not really care for the steal. I just care about standing in front of the defender, playing good defense. And again, most of your steals will be done through interceptor, okay? So keep that in mind, all right? So there you go, man. That's number 2. That's the perimeter lockdown build. Now let's head over to the last and final build, right? All right, last but not least, it really came down to 2 different builds, but to be honest with you, I don't think it really was that much of even as close as I was thinking in my head. We're gonna go with the offensive threat, all right? Now, offensive threat has been the major push, the major wave since patch 10. A lot of people have been going towards that. A lot of people have been abandoning their playmaking shot creators for the offensive threat build for obvious reasons. You know, everybody knows how OP slashers are, and the slasher wave is serious. And this is a build that I see all the time now, no matter where you play. Everybody has offensive threat. It's a really, really good build. And we're going to hop right into it and show you how to make it, all right? So the offensive threat, you want to go here with this pie chart here. Again, I say this on all my videos. This is the most lethal offensive package you can go with. This build gives you Hall of Fame slashing and Hall of Fame shooting. You cannot ask for anything better than that. Again, you want to go with speed invert. I know speed. I mean, people always say vert. Oh man, vert is only for rebounding. Da 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 da. Well, you know what? I want my guys to still be able to jump period. So I'm gonna still go with this regardless because I want to have that 99 vert. I will still have 90 acceleration and I will still have 92 speed. And be honest with you, that sounds good to me. Now, if you want to go up straight speed, go ahead. I'm going with the vert. All right. You want to max out all these here. You want to get your standing dunk right at until you get 16 at 35. Then you want to max everything out here, right? That's gonna give you 21 shooting. You want to max out your pass accuracy. You want to max out your ball handling, and you want to get your post moves at 52. All right. Then you want to max out your perimeter defense, your lateral quickness, your steals, and use the remaining for your block. Right. That's going to get you 4. Right. 16, 21, 15, and 4 is pretty toxic if you ask me. And I'm not an ISO guy. I'm not a dribbler. So like I said, man, I always play lockdown or rim protector or some type of big, you know what I mean? I just know my lane, but I know a lot of my, friends that I play with cook with this build, man. And again, the two-way slashing playmaker and offensive threat, the major differences is the fact is that the offensive threat can shoot all over the court, whereas the two-way slashing playmaker is by far the most toxic defensive point guard build, but it is limited on shooting. So if you want to be able to shoot better, go with the offensive threat. But if you know how to shoot, go with the two-way slashing playmaker. And then if you're a guy like myself or gal, that do not want to be, the main ball handler, then go with the perimeter lockdown. Go with the Uncle Demi lockdown build. That's going to be the one where you can do some dribbling as a secondary ball handler, but you can still play defense and have Hall of Fame shooting badges, right? So let's hop right into this part here. You want to be built, of course. You want to be 6'3". You want to lower your weight all the way down to 170. You want to keep your wingspan and make it all the way down to 75, right? So what that gives you is an 89 mid-range shot. It gives you an 87 3. You will get contact dunks. You will get 86 contact dunks. This is a build where you do have to work your way up to the contact, right? You will have 79 lateral quickness. You have 79 perimeter defense. You will have a 78 steal, right? So again, extremely toxic offensively. If you do want those contact dunks, you will have to get it. But obviously we're going to get slash and takeover. So you don't have to wait that long. Once you get takeover, you will be able to do that. All right. And there you have it, offensive threat. Okay. Let's go ahead and test this build out real quick. All right. Here we go. All right, there we go. So, what we're gonna do here is we want to go gotta go Hall of Fame contact finisher. You want to go consistent finisher on gold, your fancy footwork on gold. You want to go with your acrobat on gold, and then the last two you can either go with three Giant Slayer, relentless finisher, or slithery. I'm going with this. I always go with relentless because I feel like relentless finisher is just so OP when it comes to maintaining that stamina and getting those contact dunks, right? So I know it's a slept on badge, but you definitely need to take a look at it if you haven't done so already. Giant Slayer is good, my nephews and nieces, but it's only good if you are really like a secondary ball handler, somebody that's not ISOing. If you're ISOing, you're not really going to be going up a lot against centers because they're going to be playing the corner. Like they're going to be out guarding the three-point line, and it gives you so much space inside, right? But if you do find yourself getting a lot of, you're just not really timing your dots in the corner and you do get centers on you, then you might want to go ahead and get Giant Slayer, okay? Here, what you want to do is you want to go with your quick draw, Hall of Fame or gold. Really depends on what you want. I'm always been a gold silver guy, but it's really what's best for you. All right. This leaves you with 2 left over. I will go a range extender and I will go a hot zone hunter, right? But this is a stack that you want to go with, all right? And then for your playmaking, go ahead and get your bell out. You want to get your handles for days, your quick first step, your unpluckable. You want to get your ankle breaker, and then you can get your dimer, right? You can get your dimer for dotting, your guys in the corner. If you don't need that, then I will see either go with floor general, space creator, or tight handles. It's really up to you. It's what your preference is. I'm not an ISO guy, but I do know a lot of people love space creator, right? So that's what we'll go with, all right? And then here, of course, you want to go with your clamps, and then just interceptor in the corner, because obviously you're not going to be playing on-ball defense with this build, so you will definitely want to have clamps just in case you do get the ball past you in the corner. And of course, interceptor is so OP, you got to go a bronze interceptor, right? Well, there you have it, my nephews and nieces. These are the top 3 guard builds in NBA 2K20 after patch 10. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, drop a like, sub up to the channel, and of course, your man Uncle Demi. I'll be back really soon with another banger. You know, when I say I'll be back soon with another banger, you know exactly what day I'm talking about, man. I'm talking about tomorrow. I'm out.
Yeah, rare form, yeah.